another edition of Jack's Trax. Had a bit of a sabbatical, so haven't seen you guys for a while, and part of that was quite a considerable delay on the delivery of the new Jack's Trax Defender, which is very exciting. Now it's here, but I had about 5 months where I didn't have a car, so it would have been Jack's walking tracks at that point in time, which I don't think anyone's that interested in. So anyway, this time around, Billy and I have made it to Injune, which is about 560 k's out of Brisbane. We are heading towards Carnarvon Gorge for the first part of this particular Jack's Trax trip, which should be some really good camping and four-wheel driving. Also going to be pretty chilly. We're expecting 0 degree temperatures overnight up there, so yeah, thankfully we'll have the campfire and a nice warm camper trailer to doss down in. So here's Billy's rig behind me here. We've got his ultimate camper, which is a really nice setup, and once we get it all set up tomorrow, I'll take you through and give you a bit of a look, but that's it as it stands at the moment, all closed up. So yeah, exciting. We're about to head down to the pub and have a few sneaky beers and potentially dinner a bit later on. Injune's a relatively, shall we say, sleepy little spot, so there's not an awful lot going on, but anyway, it'll be give us a chance to get everything we need set up, sorted out for camping. We can fuel up, we'll be able to get some firewood while we're here too, so yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be a really cool couple of days, but we might see get a little bit of Injune for you when we head down the pub. Alrighty, we just left Injune on our way up to Darganelli Rocks camping ground, which is up in Carnarvon Gorge. Nice crisp 16 degrees outside and pretty dry, which you'll see when get a bit of outdoor footage. Got Billy up front in the D4 with the ultimate camper on the back, which is home for the next 3 nights. And looking forward to getting up in the bush and getting the campfire lit. And there's about 500 k's of four driving tracks up there too, which we're going to explore over the next 3 days before we head up to Byfield National Park, which is just north of Yeppoon, I should have said. So yeah, finally getting to the camping side of the trip after a couple of nights in pubs. Injune particularly was an interesting experience. Yeah, more culture and a cup of yoga than there is in Injune, I reckon, but it was still it was an interesting night. Very rustic old pub. But anyway, we'll get back in touch once we're setting up camp and we're up in the in Darganelli Rocks. See you soon. This is the fancy new actuator on the Ultimate that Billy got put in. I think this is going to be a bit fancy. Very fancy, Billy.
All hands.
Beats the hell out of doing it yourself, doesn't it? Night one, and Darganelli Rocks. Wasn't bad running, was it, Billy?
No, it was very good.
Yeah.
Doing some work on the road, I thought it'd be a lot slower.
So what have we got going on here for dinner?
Corned beef.
On the fire.
Well, in the camp oven.
A little bit of onions in there. Ooh, look at that. It's good enough to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Not a bad spot out here. There's the Ultimate. We'll set up now. Billy's D4. And the Beast, a bit dusty. The campfire coming along nicely, getting ready for coals for the corned beef. And I'm assuming that that's Darganelli Rocks down there, which is how this place gets its name. But we're gearing up for a pretty chilly night. It's going to get down to 0 this evening, so yeah, the thermal undies are out, and we're gearing up for what probably will be a fairly chilly evening. But we do have the camper, which makes life a little more comfortable. Yeah. And the internal kitchen here. She's a good setup, isn't it, Billy?
Yep.
Alright, well, catch you a bit later when we get dinner done. See what she comes out like. What do you reckon? About 2 hours, Billy?
Yeah.
2 hours of the corned beef. Yum. Yep. Alright, so a little half-time check. Tell you what, you can't smell it on the vision, but we can, and it smells fucking sensational. Looking pretty good. Kitchen hack for anyone who wants to do finishing sauces with their camp cooking. You basically chuck the bag in a billy, dip it in there, and we are ready to roll. Gourmet. And there we are, finished off with a white sauce. And a couple of sneaky glasses of wine, and I reckon we're for a good feed. What do you reckon, Billy?
Yes.
Right, so that was Darganelli Rocks whole camping area. Lovely little campsite, long drop toilets with pump flushes and things like that, nice and flat, friendly birds, not too friendly at one point. We're hoping that four-wheel driving might have been a bit more challenging, but the roads are all fairly well graded in here. Really most of the places except that little creek crossing you probably could have got a two-wheel drive in here. Anyway, we're going to head up to Blackwater tonight for another pub stay, and then up into the Byfield National Park. So yeah, looking forward to that. Time to airbag up with ARB twin plotter and good old Indeflates. So 2 tyres at once, and you end up getting a nice even pressure on both too, which is always nice. Alright, another episode of the Great Aussie Dimmy-Off, this time in Blackwater, on our way to Yeppoon today. We'll see how they go. Not bad. A little bit undercooked again, disappointing. This side's a bit crunchy, but that side's a bit soft, and I think they've been in the Bay Marie a bit long. Oh well, we'll see how we go at Yeppoon. Alrighty, so after our couple of nights camping in the camper trailer, while we were out at the Carnarvon Gorge, Billy and I have made an executive decision that due to sound interference during the evening, trying to sleep and interrupting both our sleeps, that we are now going to either get pub rooms or motel room, which is again something we're trying to avoid but we'll see how we go the couple of nights here. And then when we head down to Agnes, so right now we're at Yeppoon, so we're going to head up and do the Byfield National Park tomorrow, just as a day trip. And then we're going to head down to Agnes Waters on 1770, and I'm going to get a cabin, and Dad's going to set the camper up again down there. So not a bad little layout here. Nice view out to Great Keppel Island. So Tim Hickey, I'm pretty sure you'd be pretty happy with that. But yeah, we're at a nice little spot here, just off the main drag in Yeppoon. Alrighty, we're heading out of Yeppoon up to the Byfield National Park to get on the beach. So the diesel and dust part of the trip is done, which is out of Carnarvon Gorge. Now we do the sandy bit, and we've got a guest tracker, Nick Bartlett, my old mate from cricket, who now lives up around Rockhampton. Came out and had a couple of beers and a sneaky red or two last night, and he's sitting in the jump seat. How are you, Nick?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Guest cameraman. We'll hopefully get the drone up while we get on the beach as well. But yeah, heading up to Five Rocks camping area to start with, and then we're going to get out on the beach and have a look at the beachside campsites in Melaleuca, Casuarina, and there's a couple of others there on the National Park website. So we're going to go and have a sticky beak in there. As yesterday, not camping due to the stereo snoring that's been happening in our hotel room. So yeah, we'll see you when we get out on the sand. The old Camp Boss tide floaters. Wouldn't leave home without. Oh, got fun real quick. Oh, what's going on here? This is the get out of the bob. Let's see if it works. It's the first time I've used this setting.
Oh, keep going. Keep going. You've moved.
So as is quite often the case, it's pretty busy here with school holidays just starting, but as usual we've got a couple of clowns up here that haven't aired down. So one tip that is the first thing and the last thing you should remember when you get on the sand is let your fucking tyres down. Seriously, this is ridiculous. We've got a queue up here of about 6 cars waiting for 2 idiots. Anyway, moan over. We got Billy. There's further up, aren't they?
Yeah, right at the top.
It doesn't look like it. No room to get past?
No, both sides apparently. Both sides trying to come down at the same time.
Ah, some fuckwits, aren't they?
Technical term.
It's the correct language in Australia here.
Jesus.
Down hook a rope on the bar.
So we're going to have to back down that bit we just came up because poor old mate hasn't been able to get himself out, so we're going to have to go up the other side. But fun and games, Byfield.
Maybe. Yeah, it is. Sounds surprised.
Beach finally. Fun and games getting over the top of that dune. Always interesting to see the level of skill or otherwise with people in four-wheel driving situations, but the old Defender nailed it. Very happy. Gonna head down and find a spot on the beach now for a bit of lunch. Ready? Up to me. Oh yeah, nothing like a sneaky beer on the beach. Beautiful. Alright, so that's 9 Mile Beach at the Byfield National Park. Unfortunately, there's not a southern access road that we can use to get back out. We're going to have to go back up the way we came in. So you saw how many fun and games we had with other members of the general public and their four-wheel drives. So it'll be interesting to see what we get on the way back. Let's just hope they're all here camping and they've stopped. We'll see what happens.
Watch the waterfall.
So there you go, beautiful Carnarvon Gorge, followed by Yeppoon and Byfield National Park, and we ended up at the beautiful town of 1770 and Agnes Waters. That's it for another episode of Jack's Trax. I hope you enjoy the content. Please hit like and subscribe if you do, because it makes a big difference with us with YouTube. So See you next time, and hopefully it won't be as long as it was this time around. Keep tracking.